Good day, I'm Theodore Henry, and this is your JIS News for Friday, June 23, 2023. $60 million in emergency funds have been set aside to assist farmers in St. Anne and southern sections of Manchester and St. Elizabeth who were affected by the recent rainfall. $30 million of the funds will go towards the repair of farm roads. $15 million will assist cash crop farmers. Livestock farmers will benefit from $5 million, while the remaining $10 million will be used to repair and replace irrigation equipment.
We saw a lot of loss in relation to grass, and as such, we will be providing $3 million towards the purchasing of that mulch material to put back on our farms.
Agriculture, Fisheries and Mining Minister Floyd Green was speaking at the recent launch of the 69th staging of the Denbigh Agricultural, Industrial and Food Show. Minister Green says visitors to the three-day expo, which will be held from August 5 to 7, will be able to see the synergy between the mining aspect of his portfolio and agriculture.
What we are going to do with this joined-up ministry is ensure that our former mining lands are repurposed to contribute to agriculture.
The Ministry of Tourism will be conducting an economic impact study to assess the sector's development and sustainability. The study, which is to get underway in 2024, aims to identify the economic, fiscal, social and environmental impact of the 20,000 new hotel rooms being built in the next 5 to 10 years. Portfolio Minister Edmund Bartlett made the disclosure as he closed the 2023-2024 sectoral debate in Parliament on Tuesday.
The study will identify and evaluate the potential impact of the proposed development on gross domestic product, foreign exchange earnings, investment, and government revenue and expenditure. It will identify and evaluate the potential impact of the proposed development on income and employment, both direct and indirect.
The tourism sector's impact on other industries such as agriculture, construction, manufacturing and entertainment will also be assessed.
Particularly, Madam Speaker, housing, transport and recreation. Madam Speaker, it will provide recommendations to mitigate potential negative impacts while capitalizing on positive impacts.
A mix of 50 small and medium-sized enterprises, SME companies, are experiencing significant growth in their businesses. The development is a result of their successful completion of the Enterprise Development for Export Growth Export Max 3 program. The 50 SMEs were recognized at a closing out ceremony on Tuesday. The three-year program, spearheaded by JAMPRO from 2019 to 2022, resulted in major achievements within the group. These include improvements in products and services, internal operations, and enterprise development plans. Some SMEs have gained access to new overseas markets, others have started exporting, while others have increased their export operations. Minister of Industry, Investment and Commerce, Senator Aubin Hill, said export readiness and capitalizing on the linkages within the economy are among the outcomes of the Export Max 3 program.
At the end of the program, 78% of the number of non-exporting companies within the program had started to export. This is the impact I like to see.
The participants of Export Max 3 were linked with overseas markets in over 12 countries.
In the search for buyers, 190 new buyers were recruited, whose initial order to members of the cohorts was over $63.2 million.
In other news, Minister of National Security Dr. Horace Chang says the government is continuing its implementation of crime prevention and community safety measures to spur further improvement within the zones of special operations. He made the remarks in Parliament on Tuesday while seeking a further 60-day extension for the 7 areas that are currently declared zones of special operations, ZOSOs. These zones, which are in the communities of Norwood, Mount Salem, Savannah Lamar, Parade Gardens, August, Greenwich, and Denham towns, will expire on June 24, 2023. The minister reminded the Parliament that activities undertaken within the zones are geared towards long-term transformational outcomes.
It is the kind of program that can make a big difference once we can scale it to the level that we would like, which means reaching across more of the 100 challenged communities have been identified by the Planning Institute. Once we get into enough of those communities on an ongoing basis, I'm confident we can begin to not only reduce the level of violence, but in fact really significantly, but to really get that downward trend and to return our communities to normal civilized behavior.
Citing data provided by the Jamaica Constabulary Force, Minister Chang indicated that all 7 zones of special operations continue to record reductions in all major crimes, including murders and shootings. The police data shows that as at June 18, murder figures declined significantly for Parade Gardens, Savannah Lamar, Augusttown, Norwood, and Mount Salem. There were also declines for Greenwich and Denham towns. Government is ramping up its efforts to create a safe, reliable, people-centered and environmentally friendly public transportation system. That's the commitment shared by Portfolio Minister Darrell Vaz, who urged stakeholders to partner with the state to restore law and order within the sector. Minister Vaz was speaking at a recent transportation conference staged by the Transport Authority. Mr. Vaz said being new to the ministry, he will be taking a hands-on approach to learning about the transport sector.
The culture of law-breaking, recklessness, and lack of care for the safety of passengers must stop, and I will see to that as one of my mandates as a new minister. It is unacceptable to see what takes place on the road on a daily basis, and it is not limited to public transport operators. It is also the gamut of the transport.
Minister Vaz also noted that there are plans to develop a rural transportation system for students.
Not only out there to examine the depots, but I'll be out there to take the JUTC bus and to see how long it takes me to get from A to B and to arbitrarily take the route taxis because I want to see exactly what the people are going through.
And finally, several Jamaicans showed their solidarity with today's observation as a National Day of Mourning for Jamaica's children. The day was proclaimed on Wednesday by Governor General Sir Patrick Allen and seeks to rally support for the elimination of violence and abuse of the nation's children. In addition to several events being organized, motorists showed support by turning on their headlights, while regular citizens wore black to mark the day.
We realize what is happening to our children. We would like to support the families. We would like to support those who have lost a child. We wanted to know that we are here for you. We stand as a unit.
It's absolutely imperative that we focus on our kids because I believe children are our future. And if it is that we're not protecting them now, then it simply means we're not putting them in a good stead for them to be change makers and nation builders for our country.
As you know, Jamaican women would say your belly bottom like it a burn you, just to see what's happening to our children.
I'm in support of this movement because it says that we are tired of what is happening. It says to me that, you know, as a people we can unite for change.
The nation's leaders also voiced their support at the proclamation ceremony.
The proclamation you received today is not just a piece of paper, but a banner that we all must carry in our homes, in our communities, and across the nation. It is a commitment we make to our children that they can grow, learn, and dream in a nation free from violence and free from fear.
It is important that in the collective expression of our mourning, we indicate that what has happened, not just to young Danielle, that it is an assault on our collective sensibilities. It is a blot on the collective moral fabric of the nation. And that we are not going to remain silent, lest it gives the impression that the country has fallen numb.
And that's it for JIS News Today. I'm Theodore Henry. Thanks for watching.